Masters Clash continues! Infernal Shrines, best of 2 series, everybody. We got Granit Gaming against the Masters Clash Academy. Yeah, we already had all of the teams playing their first match here in the playoffs, in the group stage, whatever you want to call it. And today we're continuing with the party, so it's going to be a whole round robin, obviously. And right now, we got an interesting game on our hands because the Granit Gaming is continuing, trying to establish themselves up here at the top, and today they are here in full force once again. Whereas we have a sub-player on the side of the MC Academy. X-Ray is playing today with the Night Vision account, and also Nagrom, by the way, he's playing, but he's using the account Radical. So apparently, I have no idea why he's not playing on his main account, if there was a problem with it or whatever. But yeah, he's currently locked in on his Smurf. So this is again a best of 2 series. We had that in the past couple of days already. If you win both of the matches, you get 3 points for the standings. If you only take one map, then you obviously only get a point. Your opponent does 2, and if you don't win any of the maps, shocking, you get nothing. Get a lot of experience. Get a lesson in how to get better next time. Something like that, like whatever. But yeah, so we got Chromie banned, Lucio banned too, and Brightwing is already out, not their very own Infernal. It actually took them an insane amount of time to decide what map they wanted to play, and I was like, then they decided in favor of Infernal Shrines, and I was like, really? That took you now 10 minutes to decide that you wanted to have Infernal as your starting map? Yeah, I don't know if they actually went some research into this, that they like sat down and went through the opponent's match history a bit. I seriously doubt it, especially since Granit Gaming in that particular constellation hasn't played an insane amount of games. So this seems more like it was a bit of a delay tactic where one of their players wasn't there yet, and they're like, we're still thinking about the map, we're not quite sure yet, give us another couple of minutes to debate what's going on there. Is he there yet? So yeah, something like that. But well, we got Blaze as our first pick, and the side laners are also prioritized by the red team. So Leori comes in, and we got the Panda Colada on Hanzo. Yeah, Hanzo played again here. And still, main tanks. What is Breeze gonna take? What are we getting from Breeze today? He played a lot of Tyrael lately. To an extent they even first picked Tyrael. Wouldn't really mind, yeah, there it is. Wouldn't really mind if they pick Tyrael now together with Blaze, and that's exactly what they're doing. We get Tracer from Make, and there the tone is already set. I like it. So, yeah, we have the double layer of defense, we got Tracer in, and will maybe even get... I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter if you get Malfurion. If you can get him, great, that's a nice pick, but obviously there's way more that meshes with Tracer here. So, yeah, it's not that Malfurion is the only support that really works well with her. They might still ban it out, though, and they do, so Malfurion is eliminated. But they can play, I mean, tons of heroes here, so... that's that. It's already a great start into the draft for them. It's pretty much exactly what they wanted. Make can play his Tracer a little bit. Breeze has his Tyrael again. So this is them being off to a good start on this one. Still, Nagrom. Gotta figure out what he plays on the front line. Or if he plays support again today. That's obviously another question. They switched roles around quite a bit. So I'm not 100% certain myself what exactly they're going to do here. But time will tell, I suppose. And what do we get now? We also still need something here. I mean, they're switching roles quite a bit, if I see that correctly. So I could totally see Nagrom play on the support again, which isn't a bad position for him in the first place. They oftentimes play a lot of Rhaegar here, and he's still up, so that's another choice they could make. And well, there it is. Rhaegar gets taken, and we got Tychus for Odin so that he can start to drop the bombs on them too. It feels honestly like both of the teams are pretty much getting what they wanted here, and nobody is having too many issues just yet trying to get a proper draft together. Obviously would have loved to get Malfurion too, but then again, Smexy can pretty much play anything here. He goes for Anduin, and we get Hammer. It's Hammer time, baby. Azerite with the Sergeant, okay. And that is a lot of StarCraft in the house now. Sergeant, Hammer against Tychus. It's actually Hammer and Blaze against Tychus. And our final pick for Nagrom. What do we get from him now? Nagrom himself, again, Radical is his account that he's going to use today. It's Jojo, a bit more wave clear on the shrines, also good towards the objective. And that sets us up. Game number 1, everybody. Granit Gaming against the MC Academy. Game on! Granit Gaming, everybody, playing against the MC Academy here today with Smexy on Anduin for the blue team. We got Wooby on Blaze, Breeze is playing Tyrael, Macke on Tracer, and Azerite is playing Sergeant Hammer. Over on the right side of the map, we got the MC Academy with Vetters on Leoric, Night Vision, aka X-Ray on Rega. We got the Panna Colada on Hanzo, Cookie on Taikes, and Nagrom on his account Radical playing Johanna. Okay, so with that said and done, we got on our level 1 already the Adrenaline Stim pack for Wooby. We got Hammer with Ambush as the level 1 talent. And over here as well, the Austin's Renewal now for Leroic. Grenade build for Taikes. Nothing really crazy that's coming in here on level 1. Nagrom immediately pausing the game again. I hope that they didn't have a drop or something. But when we're talking about level 1 talents, also interesting again to note that Johanna went into the Zealous Glare here. She was obviously hit a little bit in one of the recent patches as well, especially when we're talking about her ult. Same time now that we're having a Blaze coming in from the top, that's something to definitely pay attention to. So Wooby could already try and sneak in here a bit aggressively and see if he can land a hit. Now if that happens or not, that's a different question. Nope, doesn't go that aggressive. That would be a bit overzealous I suppose, but they're still trying to take the fight to them now here in the middle as we have the brawl continuing and nobody really falling. But at least Leo went pretty low, so that could have theoretically been a kill. And talking about Leo, look who's waiting. Nice, I like that rotation. Very nice rotation here from Leoric, playing it extremely safe, already anticipating that there's a good chance Tracer or someone else is going to sit between the two lanes, just waiting for him to move in and try and take that down. So yeah, sweet. Well, with this, we have already, down at the bottom of the map, Hammer being protected. Azerite, of course, is going to get targeted right away, but he got a bit of value this early in the game. And normally, Hammer really starts to unleash when level 7 kicks in and there's a bit more mobility on the Sergeant. So that's going to be quite important for them. Obviously, with level 4, you also have one of your survival tools, and both of those are insanely important if you're trying to really set up, siege up on some of the structures and take them down. So they have to wait for that. Wooby still slowing down Leoric a little bit on the rotation towards the top. It's that battle between the mid and the top lane as usual. First camps already got taken. Which means that now we still have the goats at the bottom of the map to be claimed. So if they go for the Khazras here, we'll see which team is able to take it. And yep, without a level 7, Sergeant Hammer won't be able to move in and out. So this is a bit of an awkward one for them. But Hammer is still in position. Breeze is holding the line, but can't hold it long enough. Macke moved in and has to be really careful. He went a bit low. Body blocking over here happening too. So yes, Azerite was for just a second in slight trouble. We got on level 4 now, as usual, the siege tactics. And we also get, in this case, incinerated gauntlets for Wooby. The bigger they are, kneel peasants for Leoric. And it's all about the next level, about level 7. So when we're talking about the first shrine, level 7 is an important one. We haven't seen any kills yet, so both of the teams will have to leave some of their heroes on the side lane if they want to lock in the early level 7 talent. We had one game recently where in the early stages we had so many kills that by the time that the second objective popped up, some of them were already pushing towards level 10, which is kind of crazy. This is one of the first times that I've ever seen this. But this is more of a normal game on Infernal Shrines. Everybody is just playing it out a little bit slower. Am I seeing this correctly, by the way, that Breeze now also went into the sheep? After Smexy ran it yesterday the entire time, Breeze now also went into it. I mean, I totally get it. The sounds are spectacular in that one. You're just riding... I mean, it rivals the Money Pig. Money Pig is obviously still the best mount in the game, and I cannot deny nor confirm that you actually get a bit of a movement speed advantage when you run the Money Pig, and rumor has it that you also have a slight boost to your hit point pool. But again, that's just what people are saying, so you might take a word or not their word for it. But yeah, that's a great mount. Nah, nah, nah. Nah. Breeze with the bait, and the first objective got locked in very easily by the MC Academy. So nothing crazy, but as you can see here, with the first one being a frozen Punisher, that already makes the defense a bit more tricky, and the wall should fall here. So that's already happening. Yeah, there's another one that jumps. Cookie. Ha ha ha! Tychus nearly went down here. Yeah, that was nearly a kill. But alright, either way. It's always a little bit tricky when you're getting that attached to a sheep, though. I mean, you know what they say. You build 100 houses. Do we call you the builder? Nope. You save 100 people. Do you say you're a hero? Nope. But you fuck one sheep. Just one sheep. And you're a sheep fucker for the rest of your life. There's actually a method to it. So I heard this with the Welsh and with the people from New Zealand both. So if you actually want to know how to properly fuck a sheep, I can tell you how it's done. I've been told when I was in Australia by the Kiwis how to properly do that. So first, you gotta find yourself a sheep. Kind of obvious, right? Then you need to find a nice set of boots. The boots need to be a little bit too big for you, just a little bit too big. And then you need to find yourself a cliff. So once that you have the cliff, you face the sheep towards the edge of the cliff. You stand behind it and you pull the hind legs off the sheep into your boots. And, well, then you go at it. And the sheep is just pushing back because it doesn't want to fall to its death. Depends a little bit on how rough things get. At some point the sheep might just decide, fuck it, this isn't worth it, and just like jumps down. But in case you were ever wondering how to properly do that, that is what I've been told. So, yeah. If you meet a Kiwi, you can confirm. But yeah, so the story. So, you learned something today. It's something you're not going to forget anytime soon. Now, what the red team is currently learning, that even when you win an objective, you're not necessarily the team that starts to pull ahead, because they're now losing out on level 10, and that gets right away used to push the top lane out, so the wall gets destroyed here. They already got the first kill too, and with that, we now have a push for the fort available here. Vetters, careful. Oh, nice! That was a great connect with the shield, but not enough stuns. They needed some follow-up on that, and they didn't get it. So it's just a lot of poking from the two teams as they're trying to get some hits in. 1 kill to 0. Next objective is down here at the bottom of the map. And, yep. What are we gonna get there? It's actually surprising that nobody died. So they took the entire wall down and everybody just unleashed heroic abilities. Blessed Shield came out. Rhaegar has made a choice here, by the way, so he's still toying with the idea to maybe even go into Bloodlust. But it's kind of wild that we only have that one single kill from the early stages. So, yeah, it's kind of wild, honestly. But either way, we got the top 4 taking a little bit of damage. Now that the objective is up, both of the teams have their level 10. It's even experience, level 11 for the 2. And here we go. Meh, meh, meh. Yeah. Don't worry, sheep. Just when they buy a new pair of boots, then be a little bit careful. Don't follow them to a cliff. I mean, it's important knowledge. Sheep need to be aware of that too, so they know when to hightail it out of there. When they gotta get the hell out of dodge. If Breeze and Smexy get a little bit too comfortable with those, then whew, you know it's time to run. Meh. But either way, now that we have Odin in, we got also Bloodlust. Rhaegar made his choice, so now they can go straight in for the big battle on the shrine. And that's going to be the second objective. And of course, right now, Granit Gaming also has the hovering siege mode for Azerite, Sergeant Hammer, and that makes it much easier for them to control the space here. So that's exactly what they're doing. We still have Sanctification up too. There's the Bloodlust, and that could be countered by stuns and a Sanct. And that's exactly what they're utilizing. Even the bunker is coming out now as they're trying to save the day for the damage dealers. Tychus is gone though, and they lock in the Arcane Punisher right here. Sweet. Okay, so with that, they got 2 kills to 0 now, and they have an opportunity to siege up, quite literally, with Azerite down here at the bottom of the map and drop the fort. And honestly, they should get this. Leo and Blaze are already matching their rotation in the middle and the top lane again to get the early level 13, get a bit ahead in experience, so they're not going to be part of that fight. Make gets hit mid-air though, as Anduin was trying to pull Trace out of the battle. The Punisher is still having some fun here, and they might just be able to save... No, they're not going to save that fort. So yeah, first fort is down. Level 13 talents for the two teams are now also in. And, well, all the way up towards the top, we now get Whoopi still defending the wall for them. And with level 13, the Ominous Wraith is in. We're also getting the Sword of Justice this time, and the Entrenched for Sergeant Hammer. It's a little bit of a slower game, honestly. Seen a lot more fireworks, especially yesterday, but today in this... I mean, again, this is again one of these situations where every single map matters, right? So normally we have in a best of 3 series, you can go a bit more ham, a bit more YOLO, and then depending on how things... Oh, 7 hit points! 7 hit points for the Panda Colada. Damn, son. That was clutch. That BFG nearly took him down. But as I was about to say... every single map matters here, so you can't go full YOLO and then recover later if it doesn't work out for you in game number 2, game number 3. In a best of 2, when every single map is important for your points within the standings, you have to, from the beginning, be really disciplined and cautious, and that's what we're seeing now at display here. Now Whoopi is still side laning it and pushing those waves out, trying to apply some pressure with the catapults at the bot lane, but Leo is meeting his rotation and dealing with it. 30,000 damage for now from Hanzo. And we got 32,000 from Sylvanas. So, yep, there's that. But either way, now that we're having the top lane attacked again, there's the bomb against Cookie. And... I don't know, every single time I see that guy, I have to think about a cookie. And now the cookie was bombed and it still didn't crumble. That's a hell of a cookie. I can't be the only one that thinks dumb thoughts like this. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy cookie. So I don't know if that's a good cookie or a bad cookie, but it sounds like it takes quite a bit to chew that one down. Either way. Isn't that a little bit like unspecific cookie? Like what kind of cookie? Like what are we talking here? Macadamia? Are we talking chocolate? I mean, give me something to work with. Either way, Cookie is trying to get some damage in, and seems like Nagrom is attempting to run away here. That Entomb, I'm not sure what the Entomb was supposed to do. Maybe zone out Whoopi, because Tracer didn't care. She was already trapped right there, so there's that. Yeah, Leo misses the drain, so that's a bit unfortunate for him, and Breeze obviously starts to piss off people again as usual, so he's at 21,000 damage, and we have level 16 talents now popping up, which is at the top there. So yeah, Tracer is doing her thing. Same time now, we got the camps about to be attacked. And down at the bottom of the map, it seems like Whoopi is able to lock in another Kharazim camp. Khazra camp. Yeah, a camp of 3 Kharazims that then move through the lane and just punch everything into the ground. That would be amazing. Can you imagine that for a second? Just think about this as a camp of 3 Kharazims. Boy, that would be glorious. That would be fantastic. Hammer is saved by Anduin. Nicely done. And the kill on Blaze. Yeah, the big bomb. Why do we only follow arrows when we have BFGs as well? That's a good question, right? we've never had the BFG cam. And I just realized how many opportunities were lost. It's actually not quite true. Since Hammer never gets picked, that's normally not something that we're getting to see. So yeah, I'm innocent. Tracer, on the other hand, died again, and that sanctification came too late. So now Granit Gaming is starting to run into some trouble. Initially, they were doing well. They got the first 2 kills in the game. They pulled a little bit ahead. They took the followed the bot lane down. But now they are starting to lose not only the next objective, but that should also mean the end of the top 4. So good job by the MC Academy. They get the kill again on Marker, and that is looking better and better for them now. We got the Burning Halo here on level 16. And that is going to be an easy fort. Yeah, 3 kills to 2. But also, we of course now have the Giant Killer, so that's something that is going to be a concern eventually. Especially for the front line. Hammer is already annoying as is with Giant Killer. There's just more and more damage that you really don't want to run into. But now the fort in the mid lane has been destroyed. The fort at the top is down. They still have to defend at the keep. And this is starting to get a little bit dangerous because they're losing the outer ring of defense. And they are taking damage down here at the bottom too. Mark is moving in again. Panda Colada nearly dead, but not quite. Is able to get away. The BFG was again trying to home down on him, but missed him barely. But they are not able to get a kill in, and now they're a level behind. They lost their forts, with the exception of the one at the bot lane. Our Kharazim camp is here. I want a Kharazim camp now. I mean, I really didn't know that I wanted that in my life, but now that we thought about the idea, I want the Kharazim camp. It's glorious. Like, there's so many cool ideas right now. Give me a Rhaegar camp as well, for example. But a Kharazim camp is better than anything. Oh, get wrecked! Maka gets the arrow full to the face. I mean, that arrow is bigger than Tracer herself. And Panda Colada just absolutely crushing it. So, they're not going for the kill on Breeze, by the way. So, they're letting him go back. They know that he has quite a bit of mobility, but he might have not been able to escape if they really were eager to take him down. But I guess they were a little bit afraid they would waste too much time and instead want to take the fort, which I think is a good thing. So they're taking the fort down, step into the right direction here, for sure. And that is the entire outer ring of defense already taken. So, yeah, good stuff. Now, towards the top, Blaze pushing another wave out could result in the fort here being claimed too. It's in this case Johanna that moves towards the top to deal with it. We got our Khazras everywhere here. 3 deaths on Maka. 60,000 damage though. I mean, he gets the damage in, but he died now 3 times and they're half a level. Red team is half a level away from level 20. So there is a significant advantage now. There's not a single keep that has fallen yet, so it's unlikely that you're winning another team fight and then go for the core and lock in the victory on the first map. But I gotta say that I'm a bit impressed by the MC Academy. The MC Academy was always like, I mean, they're a little bit weird, right? They are always good, and there's a lot of tournaments that they now played where it always felt they were just on the verge of making it happen. But in this case, they're doing really well. Meh. Meh. I mean, looking at the wild look in the eyes of that sheep, I would say Smexy already bought a pair of boots. That sheep knows that there's trouble brewing. 100%. I mean, with that look in the eyes, can you blame it? It's like, yeah, something is happening. I need to get out of here. It was actually kind of funny. I heard that joke the first time that I was in Australia about the Kiwis, and then pretty much everybody that was from the UK was like, yeah, we say the same thing about the Welsh. And, well, that's another no, it's not a dead tracer. Ooh, big arrow. Oh, beautiful. Look at it. The golden arrow. The golden standard of Hanzo arrows. But it didn't hit, and you know why? Because Anduin, that little fucker. Because he again said, nope, not on my watch, and just removed Tracer. Because the idea was pretty cool. You have the Entomb upgrade on level 20, you go for Tracer, she can't blink out, bam, arrow to the face, and she's dead. Didn't really work out that way, though. So now they are fighting for it again. We got the level 20 on both sides, and in this case, we got the Ultra Capacitors. So there they are. And off we go. Light bomb up, great! Marco! Saved again. And the BFG is traveling. They get the Tychus kill, so here we go. Fire Bat is apparently a little bit too strong for the Renegade here. Whoopi took him out. 3 kills to 4. Camp at the top lane. Could theoretically starting to threaten the keep at some point. But we are still looking for the next objective. Good Entomb. Well, they couldn't follow up on that, so now Rhaegar is dead. It was good Entomb in the sense that it hit Maka, but the problem is if they really want to capitalize on that, they need to get the quick kill in. The whole reason to land it on Tracer is that you're removing her ability to just dodge out of damage and recall. And that didn't happen at all. So now at the top, this is going on, and Whoopi is dealing with it. He needs to take that catapult down ASAP, whereas the blue team is now using the Arcane Punisher in the mid lane and trying to take this one away. But yeah, so here we go. Now with that, they should be able to at least get that wall too. I love how they, by the way, ignore the fort because they know it's going to fall anyways. How many times is Panda surviving with less than 100 HP? Like, how many times? It's ridiculous. That's at least the 3rd or 4th time now that he somehow makes it out of these fights. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, he's still alive. The problem is that their fort is gone. Their keep is exposed. And that's the opportunity to maybe even get a little bit further. Problem, of course, is that the big red button is back into play, so I don't think they can go for core. Here's the Bloodlust. Zipping around already. Good damage, and Tracer is dead again. Yeah, Maka has a bit of trouble getting into the groove here, so he is definitely having some issues. Not something that we see from normally, but it also, of course, is a testament to how well the red team is controlling Tracer and her movements here. So they're doing a great job at shutting Maka down at every single step of the way. they're also now going for Hammer. Azerite gets saved. Breeze also with the mobility, and they're making their way out. Nagrom had to be careful too. Whoopi moves in, but misses the stun, and he might pay the price here. Anduin is ready to save the day once again, though. They're getting the hits in, and they're still following them, and there's the bite. The Hammer goes down, and the Sergeant is getting demoted. And they're getting more kills. Ooh, this is getting real dangerous. Boys, that's a keep at least. Top keep is already about to fall, and that's where they're headed, and they should. Breeze is trying to move back. Blaze obviously attempting to save the day here, but they could go for the core now. MC Academy, they got a shot at winning this first map. They have a shot at winning map number 1. The Entomb missed. Now that's bad news, because if they locked in that kill, that game would be over for sure. They still have... Market dies again. Those blessed shield that we're seeing from Nagrom are fantastic. You can't even fault Maka for it. The blessed shields are just coming out so on point that they now kill Tracer again. They make their play for the core. There's another arrow out already. The shield is gone. Here comes Odin. That has to be a game number 1 with Tyrael dying too. And now Blaze being body blocked and eliminated. 10 kills to 5. That's a victory for the MC Academy in game number 1. Fantastic play by them and a well-deserved victory on the first map of this series. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. To the Spider Queen! Map number 2! Yeah, the MC Academy. They took it, everybody. Granit Gaming is now behind. And I gotta admit, I'm a little bit surprised, because that wasn't really what I expected after the early game. I mean, it looked really good. We had a fantastic draft for the blue team too. They got what they wanted. Breeze was on his Tyrael, Maka was on his Tracer, but it seems like they didn't think that the red team could control Tracer, and then time and time again, we all of a sudden had, you know, Nagrom coming in with a blessed shield that absolutely perfectly hit Tracer, and that was just the end of Maka. He died 4 or 5 times in total, mostly because these stuns were just really solid. Smexy saved him several times. They got a bit unlucky too when they were trying to take down Hanzo. He survived time. I mean, one time he literally survived with like 7 or 8 hit points. So it was crazy. But either way, now that we're heading into map number 2, that's already damage mitigation, right? Like you want to make sure that you at least win one map. This is all about this best of 2 format where you're trying to lock in 3 points by winning both maps, but that's already out the window for Granit Gaming. So they have to at least try and get 1 point for the standings. But the MC Academy, they are smelling blood in the water right now. They had an opportunity to lock in a 2-0 victory and really get themselves a significant advantage. So if they can pull it off or not, that's something we're gonna find out now. Chromie as a insta first pick here. So yeah, we got Blondie in the house. And what are we getting on the other side? Do we get Johanna again, for example? I mean, Junkrat is out, Sylvanas is out, but I want to see what we're getting for the tanks, because I really like the way that Nagrom was controlling the front line here throughout the game. But they go for the Arca first. Okay. And there is Hanzo again. Okay. Hanzo's in the house. Honor! Honor! Oh boy. I need someone that has actual drawing skills to like draw me some kind of mock-up Starbucks, and Hanzo just sitting there with his cafe latte with almond milk and the extra soy and like whatever. You know that's Hanzo. That's absolutely Hanzo. He's an annoying douchebag that just stands in front of you in the queue and it's just like, and could I please have it on like medium temperature? And do you have soy milk? I'll have half soy, half almond milk, a little bit of extra sprinkles, and give it 3 caramel presses. Not 2, I want 3. Not 2, not 4, I want 3. That's Hanzo. And he wants a cookie. Now he has a cookie on his team, so I guess that's where that comes from. But that's Hanzo for sure. So we need someone that actually makes that drawing. Can you imagine that? It would be looking amazing. But yeah. And then we need to make like some kind of mini game out of it where I can shoot him somehow. Or slap him a little bit. slapped the coffee out of his hand, straight in his face. Something like that. There's a lot of possibilities here. I think we got an idea there. We can like flesh it out some other day, but there's a business idea here somewhere. Anyways, we also have a couple of ideas, obviously, for the draft. So, Muradin and Urel. That's a beefy front line with a lot of mobility. Jump potential. Muradin can jump in. Urel come after this. And yep, what are we getting for the red team now? Anduin is banned this time, by the way. They're kind of done with this shit. With Anduin just coming in here. The only thing that Anduin can really do well is pull out, but that he can do like none other. I mean, rumor has it, Varian should have been a little bit better at that too, and we would have solved so many problems, but I mean, you can only go so far with your stupid jokes here. Deckard and Maiev. Alright, so we got the old man and we got Maiev in. There's a lot of tethers. We're still missing the main tank. If you tether properly into a Hanzo ult, that would be fantastic. And there's Rexa and Stukov. So yeah, that's a lot of hits. Oh, if they can actually lock somebody in properly with the stuns on Muradin and Rexa and then Lurking Arm plus Chromia damage, whew. This time, Hanzo's not going to get out of this. Or the old man either. We need a frontliner though. This time Jojo has been eliminated on the third ban. Diablo is still up, Garrosh is still up, and he goes for Dibbles. Okay, coolio. So, Tomb of the Spider Queen, second map, everybody. Let's see what the red team can do. Can they win it with a 2-0, or is each team going to walk away today with 1 point for the standings? Let's find out here at the Masters Clash 2022. Azurite on Chromie for the blue team in game number 2. Granit Gaming trying to get at least 1 point for the board. We already got Smex and Stukov. We have Wooby on Urel, so he's locking in the Space Goat again. That's when you know he's serious. When Wooby goes either for the Space Goat or the Haka, you know that shit's getting real. Breeze on Muradin, and we got Make on Rexa. On the right side of the map, Vitters on the Haka for the MC Academy. X-Ray on Deckard Kane, the Panna Colada on Hanzo. Cookie on Maiev. And Nagrom on Diablo. Oh, and he switched accounts. I didn't even realize that until now. Okay, so he actually went back onto his main account now. I have no idea why he locked in with the other account in the first place. So, I'm not sure what exactly happened there. But yeah, so now he's back on his main account. Even better. At level 1, we have the Dwarf block. And we got the low blow here too. And already fireworks in the middle. Yeah, and that's a kill. Maiev down, easily eliminated. Well done. And of course, by now we got all the way up at the top. Marco already taking control here with Rexa. It's actually kind of nice that they have such a beefy frontline now. So there's a lot of stuns here for them, but it also means it's only one range damage dealer. This is one of those typical games where you have some Wood League players immediately like complaining. It's like, they don't have any damage. So yeah. God, I hated that so much. Do you remember back in the early days of HGC when everybody was shitting a brick when you would take more than one melee character? Like everybody in like Pleb League when you're playing Storm League and whatever, they were just going completely bonkers thinking that you needed 3 damage dealers and didn't understand the concept of having a side laner. That was absolutely foreign for years. While HGC was already playing like triple frontline and everything, we had still in Storm League in public games people really believing that if you didn't go for 3 range damage dealers, you didn't have enough damage in the games. It was such a frustrating time. The disconnect of just like pubby players and what happens in tournaments and in the competitive scene was in my eyes never more pronounced than back then. These days it's a little bit better, but oh my god. Maybe a little bit of a weird rant and a tangent, but I just remembered that, and back then, oh, it was such a frustrating thing. Good lockdown here on Breeze. Nice tether, starting off with Maiev, pulling him back out, and then locking into the wall. So great job. Well done by them. And they're really bringing it. I really like how the MC Academy is showing the cojones to come here and go up against Granit Gaming. And that's a problem that I highlighted, I think yesterday already a bit when Granit was playing. They got a lot of fantastic players there that have tons of experience and that have really good mechanics too. But obviously, they are a little bit out of practice. Now that they're participating in more tournaments, that helps. But it's not like these guys are playing tons and tons of scrims all of a sudden. So if they make it towards the main event for the Masters Clash, then I would definitely assume they're probably going to get some scrim time in. But when we're in these early rounds, yeah, these guys have all, or most of them, normal jobs now, not that much time anymore. Breeze and at least Whoopi are also raiding a lot in World of Warcraft as far as I know, and have some specific raid times, so they don't have as much time that they are just like scrimming all day, every day. And that's obviously a bit of an issue, and that's something that the Masters Clash Academy is currently taking absolute advantage of. So they are practicing a whole lot more than the blue team is, and that's why we're seeing that right now. Yeah, there's a kill against Maiev again, so she died for the second time now. Okay. And what else are we getting? By the way, this is also one of the reasons, some of you might actually look at this, might be like, hey, wait a second, why is X-Ray all of a sudden playing? I haven't seen that guy in a while. And that's also true. And one of the reasons why X-Ray is not playing as much anymore is that he is actually busy. A lot of real-life obligations with work and studies and such and so on. So it's pretty much the same thing that I'm talking about here. He can't commit as much time to Heroes of the Storm as he could previously. So he's not playing for a fixed team and just subs in every now and then. Still plays, still does his own thing, but just can't commit the same amount of time that's needed when you want to participate regularly in tournaments on the same level. So that's a really good example of that too. But either way, with that, we now have level 7 on both sides. Blue Web Weavers are touching ground. So a bit of early game momentum for Granit Gaming that they could use now to take some structures down. Now Grom with 20 gems has to be careful too. We got stacks on Rexa for level 4. Sitting at 6 globes for now. Another wall starting. Breeze, careful. He already died once. Doesn't want to die again here. But they take the Web Weavers now down slowly. Rexa is still fighting it out with Misha at the top against Maiev. And here comes the play for Nagrom. That would be 20 gems if they can take him and guard them. But he gets out. So the Haka is playing this out against Whoopi at the bottom of the map. Good job by Vedders. He has 15 stacks. Top side, Cookie also able to pull that off. Not a single fort has fallen, but the one in the middle has taken some significant damage. So it's down to 50%. But yeah, either way, it's not really too bad. Okay. 21 gems, and they have to deliver, of course, another 29 in order to get their own Web Weavers, which is definitely possible. Nagrom alone has 20, so if he's able to sneak away, maybe down to the bottom turning point, he has a chance there. The Haka is already moving in together with X-Ray on Deckard Cain. They're going for a kill on Whoopi, and they might even get it here. If they can just get a little bit more damage in, where's that tether when you need it? Nope, no chance, but they can at least turn in now, I would assume. Yeah, nice. Stormbolt gets eaten here, but they turn in everything that Vedders had, so that's 11 that they are still short. Night vision. I mean, X-Ray turning, it doesn't really help them. He has 10, they need 11. So, I'm sorry. Obviously great if you can get rid of your gems, but in this situation, it would be a bit easier to guard somebody else that is able to complete the turn-in. Chromie with her level 1 can now time and time again just move in, grant some vision, and allow them to see where they want to turn in and help with the deny. So, yeah, there's that. We got level 10 abilities already for the blue team. And that's of course a bit annoying, especially since the blue team is also getting closer and closer to the amount of gems they need for turn in number 2. And if they can get the second one in a row, that would be, let's just say, not optimal for the MC Academy. That's something that you don't want to give your opponent as an opportunity. And yeah, they are about to lock that in. Level 10 is finally ready for both sides. No surprises here. We get the cage. And the blue Web Weavers are coming down again. So yeah, they pulled it off. So they have 2 turn-ins in a row. Good for Granit Gaming. That's the chance to not only take the fort in the mid lane, but maybe even get one on the side lanes too. Okay, great ult from Deckard Cain. The barbecue, the arrow on Breeze. Yeah, but they don't get the kill here. And now in comes the move onto Maiev. And the cookie crumbles. Maiev is down, and well, that's the 3rd time that she died. So all 3 kills against the Masters Clash Academy have been against Maiev. And they just couldn't lock that kill in against the blue team. They had a lot of ults that were synced up, but not well enough. Breeze was hit by Hanzo's arrow. They would have loved for a few more heroes to eat that shot, but that didn't happen. And now the fort in the middle is definitely going to be destroyed, and the only question that remains is, how much more damage can they do? Can they take another fort down at the top lane, for example? It seems like the answer is going to be yes. But the defense is now slowly starting to move in. Bot lane fort has already been destroyed. There's another tether. And yep, they are getting out. That, on the other hand, might be a kill. Hanzo! And he gets away. The boars get unleashed. The fight continues. The fort is nearly gone. But they go for Maiev again. Cookie, cookie, cookie. And he gets out. And here comes the old man again as they're trying to go for Chromie. Cookie with 50 HP. He's like, boys, I'm out of here. But can they get a kill? The isolation is missing. Azurai juking that out with ease. And Dehaka is down. Nice. So, that leaves us with Nagrom, who's trying to escape. Gets heavily body blocked here and dies. That's 24 gems that they just lost in that situation. Holy hell, that game exploded. 5 kills to 1 now. Full 1 level lead with the talent advantage. All of the forts have fallen, or are falling. And they are massively ahead. A lot of gems that were lost in that last battle, of course, too. Now, they still have enough for a turn-in, but that hurt. That hurt a lot. And the opponent running a level 13 talent on you doesn't help you either. But there's the next turn-in opportunity. Well, not quite, but I mean, they can get to 30. But that's rough. Yeah, that's a rough situation to face for the MC Academy. Now, obviously, winning map number 1 is already a step into the right direction, but you want to get a little bit more out of this. A victory here would mean a lot. They're collapsing into the middle, trying to make a play for Breeze, and he gets out. Has to pop his ult, though. So he has to pop his ult, and then he's totally fine. But down to the bottom of the map, Rek'Sai is now taking the camp. Has to deal with the Haka still. 13 talents now available on both sides. Yeah, and a little bit more damage now coming on Diablo potentially as Nagrom gets hit with the Stormbolt and they're moving in with a lurking arm for him. Diablo gets pushed back out, still low, might be able to get away here after all, but he needs some healing. And he doesn't get it because Deckard Cain is dead. The old geezer bites the dust. Later, Boomer. And they get Diablo and they get Maiev. It's a full-on slaughter right now. Absolute slaughter. They're going for the Haka too, and they're just stutter-stepping these kills towards the keep and will get it now. The question is only, do they go for core? I'm not sure if they can, honestly. I mean, they got the camp and they got a catapult, but it's only 10 seconds until Diablo is back. So it's a bit tempting to try and go for keep, but I don't think that they have the window of opportunity here. They can definitely go for the boss, though. So that's a play that would not take a lot of time. Now, down here, having them still trying to make a play for, I guess, the wall at least. But yeah, the situation is starting to get a bit wild. The red team is just struggling way too hard. You have to keep in mind that they didn't take a single fort down yet. They haven't even gotten a turn in. So the Masters Clash Academy, they are losing heroes and gems galore. They still have enough for a single turn in, but it's getting totally nasty. So there's another arrow. Ooh, yeah, that one's not doing well. That arrow is still flying. 9 kills to 1, and here comes level 16. So things are getting worse and worse and worse. Yep, that's a big talent advantage and a huge power spike now for the blue team, and they're immediately getting aggressive around it. There's another play for Deckard, and he's dead. Deckard is down, the cookie is about to crumble, and even the barbecue play from Diablo is not going to work out for them. Smexy, he doesn't even react, he doesn't care, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to be fine. They slap him around a little bit, and that's the end of Dibbles, that's the end of the Haka, and that's game. That's game. Now, Hanzo down at the bottom of the map is likely going to fall to Whoopi. Or not. Outplayed, baby. But the core is still going to fall. So they come in with a victory on map number 2. Nicely done by Granit Gaming. They weren't able to gain 3 points today, but at least they locked in a victory on map number 2 in this best of 2 series and got 1 point for the leaderboard. Nicely done. Pretty sweet series by the two teams here. GG and well played.